Hello again, this is Mark Allen and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I thought I'd talk about the second phase and what we've been going through once we decided that we were officially going to sell the house and move on to Spain. So anyone who's ever owned a home long term knows you acquire a lot of stuff over the years. We've owned a couple of homes the last 2 decades, and stuff just follows you along from place to place. So now that we have officially made the decision that we're going to be moving, it's not just a process of simply selling the home. You got to do something with all that stuff. So I thought in this video I would discuss a little bit about that whole process that we've been going through. It's not easy. I'll tell you, we have had to really struggle, even still, sort of, deciding, what are the things that we may keep boxed away at my mother's home, and other stuff that's just gonna go. So we've been offloading a lot of the easy stuff and packing them up and taking them down to some of our local thrift stores, charitable organizations. So that was sort of phase one, and that has been going on for at least, 3 months now. And now we're getting to the point where we're making sort of getting this stuff is a little more difficult to part with. And eventually we'll do an estate sale and get rid of things that way. But for now, I thought I would just put together a little video about what it's like to get rid of things, and then maybe talk a little bit about the organizations that we donate a lot of our content to, just in case you ever want to visit their locations here in Palm Springs. So this is here in our backyard, and as you can see, we have a lot of stuff out here that we're going to be getting rid of. We're big tiki files, so we've been collecting a lot of tikis and tropical items over the years, and these are things that I hope we'll be able to give to friends who are really into tiki, and maybe they'll go over to my mom's place as well. Here's a little guy over here. We built this pagoda for him shortly after we moved into the house. We built that from scratch. That might stay here at the house, I'm not really sure. So yeah, all of this stuff out here we're gonna have to find homes for, and that might get donated as well. This is where I shot my first video. We had built that last summer. So most of this will probably go up for auction once I'll be taking another batch of things down to Revivals, which is one of the organizations I mentioned earlier. So yeah, just sifting through clothes right now and seeing what's going to stay and what's going to go. We can't take all of this with us to Spain, so making those kind of difficult decisions now. Then of course you have the garage, which is probably much like a lot of people's garage. It's sort of the catch-all where stuff just goes when you're not really using it. There's a lot of stuff that has to be gotten rid of out here, including this big organ.
routine as yesterday.
All right, so I have the car all loaded with the next round of our belongings going over to the local thrift store. So let's go.
While these four walls were tumbling in, but you arrived to save the day. And come on up so I can say, hey buddy, nice to meet you. You're in search of the world, well me too. I can teach you to laugh and teach you to roll. Hey buddy, nice to meet you. I can see great things ahead for us too. So let me get my things and soon we'll be going home. I can't believe my luck today, when life had gone so far astray.
So then here is all the stuff that we've donated to Revivals, and I'll show you the front of the store in just a moment so you can identify when you're here in Palm Springs. They do really great work. So here we are at Revivals down on the south end of Palm Springs. This is where I dropped off my donations, and if you are here in town, be sure to come down and visit them. They have a lot of great bargains, and again, they do a lot of good work here in town. So one thing you're going to want to do whenever you make a donation anywhere, especially if it's as large as what we're dropping off, is to be sure and get a receipt from the organization that you're donating to, so that you can write them off for your taxes. I've got ours here, and I'll be taking you home, and I'll also show you a little bit of what I'm doing to keep track of some of the things that we're donating in a little more detail. So getting back to keeping track of your donations, outside of using these little slips from Revivals, I've also been keeping a longer list as well, because these are only made for about 8 items, and we're donating dozens at a time. So I really don't have any idea how much we're going to be able to write off tax time. I know we're not going to be able to write it all off, but when I get to that point, I'll be able to just go through and find out which has the best tax benefit for us when it comes to that. So again, it's definitely not an easy process to emotionally disconnect from your things. Any of you that are watching this that have gone through that process or are going through it now can, I'm sure, relate. But in a way, it's been liberating. And in a funny way, I now look at a lot of stuff, and it gives me a little bit of anxiety, just when I relate it to the fact that it kind of grounds us to one place. Now that we've accepted the fact that we're going to be moving on and living a life where we're not going to have more than a handful of things. So this is the initial step. That's kind of the easy, getting rid of all these little things that really don't mean anything emotionally. It's going to be much more tough when we get to the point where we decide what goes into those 2 or 3 plastic crates that are going to stay at my mom's. That's going to be a lot more difficult. But hopefully you got something out of this video, and if you did, be sure to do the usual, like and subscribe and leave comments. This is a brand new channel at this point, and I would love some feedback. Thanks, and see you next time.